Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Saturday morning, 20 to 8 in the morning, and I am trying to empty off an SD card so I can put the bird cam out. And so I'm going through footage quickly here, but Patches here heard a blue jay in the background and decided to help me go through the bird cam videos. So he's he's gonna get comfy and watch the videos, but I'm actually scanning through them quickly so I can empty off the card. And just to let you know, we got our first rose-breasted grosbeak like 5 minutes ago. That's another springtime bird. So Mr. and Mrs. was out there on the feeder. So I'm going to try to get a bird cam out today, and in just a little bit I'm going to try to get some grass trimmed and cut. You can see Patches, he's getting a little comfortable there. Well, Patches. Alright, so I'm gonna scan through these videos quickly to get this card emptied off, and I will get back with you guys in a bit. So as you can see, I lose half of my computer table to Patches. I've got my keyboard almost at the edge of the table here. Oh my gosh, he's so funny. Hey, roll over the other side. I'm going to scoot you over. Okay. He's so comical. But this is what usually happens. I usually lose half of my table to Patches. I barely got my keyboard on the table here. For those of you who are seeing this, wondering if these are nipples, yes, they are. So just to let you know, we saw that also, and we wondered why he has nipples. If we were sure he was a male, but he is a male. From what I read on Google, males also have nipples, but they do not operate as nipples. They are just there to look like nipples. So on the male cats, not all male cats have them, but some do, and Patches happens to have them, but they do not operate as nipples. So just in case you're curious, if you saw that on his belly. All right. I'm going to try to transfer some files here if I can have a little bit of room here. All right, everyone. So it's just about 9:30, and I haven't made it outside to start trimming or cutting the grass. So I am hungry, though. So I made myself some oatmeal here. Glenn does not like to eat breakfast most of the time. So, but I do, and sometimes I just like to have oatmeal. So I'm going to have my oatmeal, and then later on I'll make lunch, and I probably won't be able to go outside until after lunch. So I do have the bird cam out though, and I was able to capture the rose-breasted grosbeak and the Mrs. grosbeak. They both came to the feeder right away, and so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so I'm going to eat my oatmeal, and I will catch up with you guys in a bit. All right, everyone, so I am going to make lunch now on this Saturday afternoon. And while I'm making lunch, I'm going to talk about 3 ways to save on food, because today's prices of food are just insane, and it is too expensive to just throw away food. So and these are 3 ways that I practice. Well, I've kind of gotten out of one, but I need to get back into it. So, all right. So the first way I'm going to talk about is looking for reduced priced meat. Now, your grocery store will put out reduced price meat as that meat comes to the best sell date, and you can ask your grocery store, more so the meat market, what time of the day they put those out, so you can look for them. or when you're going grocery shopping, before you pick up your regular priced meat, look for anything that has reduced price stickers. So, for instance, we love wings. And this is a pack of wings that we got on a reduced price for basically half the price. This pack is normally just under $14 at normal price. I went to the grocery store one day and I didn't have the intention on buying the wings because they are expensive. But when I saw them at reduced price for $7.09, I could not help but get them. So there was 5 packs there. I picked up 3. I left 2 for somebody else, even though I wanted to get the other 2, but always just leave something for somebody else. So we got this for half the price, and we love these wings. So that's one way to save on groceries, more so your meats, is look at reduced price meats. So that's one way. And again, ask your the meat market, the people who work in there, if they can tell you what time they put out those meats, so you can go at that time. So what I'm doing here is just making a kind of a rub with onion powder, pepper, seasoned salt, and in Glenn's I'm putting crushed red pepper flakes. So instead of just sprinkling it on, because you lose a lot off of the meat, I'm going to make a kind of a rub and just kind of rub them in there. So yeah, that's one way you can save on your meats. And the meats are one of, if not your most expensive part of your groceries if you eat meats. If you don't, well, I guess you don't have to worry about it. But I'm sure, because if you're like vegan or you just eat organic, that stuff is not cheap either. So I don't know if you know what you can do for that. I guess look for the best deals. But I'm going to throw some red pepper flakes in here. I'm just going to give that a mix. Oops. All right, so I'm going to start with this pack. This pack, I'm going to have to sanitize the counter because I got blood over here. But this pack is a pack I got at Festival Foods, and 1 pound was $5.31. And I asked for just wingettes because that's what we like. I'm going to put some gloves on. All right, so yeah, we absolutely love wings. So when I saw that reduced price, I knew I had to get at least 2 or 3 packs. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing happens to be, I'm using these up with it, is going through your freezer. I guess this is going to be 4 ways to save on food. The other way is go through your freezer and see exactly what you have in there and what you can take out to make into meals before you start making new meals. An example of that is last night's enchiladas that we had. That chicken with el pato sauce came from the last time I made enchiladas, probably a month ago. And we ate off of it for 2 days, 8 enchiladas for 2 days. And I think I actually even had some tacos dorados with it. So 3 days, 3 meals we had with it. And then I froze the rest. And then yesterday morning, I kind of went through the freezer, the chest freezer, to see exactly what was in there that I could take out that we could have for our meals. So that's why I pulled out the chicken enchilada meat that was already done. And That way you're using up what you already cooked instead of buying or making a new meal. So go through your freezer and see if you have any leftovers in there. So we had the chicken enchiladas last night, and there's still more chicken because I also froze the enchilada sauce that we used last time, and I was able to reuse that. And we still have more chicken and enchilada sauce, so we're going to have that again tonight. So we're using what we already have in the freezer, leftovers, and making them into meals. What I also did yesterday is you saw our lunch with the chicken strips. Well, that partial bag of chicken strips had been in the freezer for I don't know how long. And so I figured, well, if we've got potatoes, I can make French fries with it. We have a cucumber, cut up a vegetable, and there you had a very good sized lunch. So we used what we had. So that's using what you have. Going through your freezer is another way. So that's 2 ways right there to save you on food money. All right, and let me see. So that's 2 ways right there. Another way is meal planning. If you meal plan, even if it's just for 1 week at a time, and you have to go grocery shopping, you make a list of what you need for those meals, and then you stick to that list and go get your groceries. That way, if you're sticking to the list, you're not buying extra stuff. Like, oh, this looked good, or, I really want that. So stick to your list, and that will save you on spending more money. So that's another way. Make a meal plan, write your grocery list, what you need for those meals, and stick to that list. So that's 3 ways right there. And now I haven't meal planned in a while, but I really need to get back to it. So you'll be seeing a meal plan for this coming up week from me. All right, so that's 3 ways right there. Oh my gosh, this seasoning is getting to me. Let me put that back in there. All right, so 4th way, the 4th and final way. Let me see what I got going on here. Is what Carol calls, and it's a good name for it, cook once and eat between 2 and 4 times. So in the past month or so, starting off with the Dollar Tree Meal Challenge, you saw me cook. If you haven't seen those, I have a playlist on the Dollar Tree Challenge. Cook meals, most of them once, and I ate at least twice off of them. So, and in this past couple weeks or week, in cooking food pantry meals and freezer meals, things you have in your freezer already, eat at home meals basically. I made the chicken with rice and broccoli casserole, and I ate off of it 3 times. So that makes those kind of meals very budget friendly meals. So I would practice that. And then I also made sliders from, I think it was, more of the chicken breast we got from the pantry. I made 9 sliders. I ate off of it twice already, and I still have enough in there to eat 2 more times, I believe. So, and that makes, you make a side dish with it, and that makes another meal for lunch or whatever. So those are just some ways you can save on that kind of stuff. All right, so yeah, cook once, eat 3 or 4 times, and you won't believe how cheap those meals become. Very budget friendly, and like this chicken enchilada meat, this will be our 4th or 5th time eating off of it, and that was just 2 chicken breasts. So there are 4 ways you can save on your groceries. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and get them in the oven, and I'll be back. All right, everyone, so lunch is ready. I was going to make some white rice, but Glenn didn't want any, so I didn't bother making any, and that's fine. I don't know if we'll eat all the wings, but whatever's left can go on another lunch. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the 4 tips of helping save money on your food was helpful to some of you. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I appreciate all of you and the support you give my channel. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.